Okay, this video is about mastering how to reset your score and reset the time. Now, I've done this video before in the past, but I was kind of faking it. I pressed reset, it would jump to another room, but in this situation, it only has one room, and the reset button, there's a code in it that will reset the score and reset the time. So let me show you what I'm talking about, and then I will explain. Alright, so now I collect score and my time's going down. Press the reset, resets the score, and it resets the time. So it doesn't matter how many coins I collect or whatever the time is for the seconds to go down to 0, it's going to reset. And there you go. Reset. Alright, so this is how I did it. So this image right here is the score. This image right here is the timer. So in the reset button here, I went to add event and did the left pressed mouse button. Then I did in the control tab, I dragged over a set that variable. Set to self, and the variable score, and the value is going to be 0. So this, when you press the button for the reset button, it's going to reset the score to 0. So you need this variable in here for it to work. Do not set the relative, do not check that. So the only thing you do is set it to self, set the variable to score, value is going to be 0. Else, from the control tab, and then also what's going to happen here when you press the reset button, it's going to change the timer go to reset timer. So the timer go is this code right here, which I went to add event, did a create, dragged over a coded sheet from the control tab. And so I've talked about timer before in the past. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but I have the seconds, minutes, and hours. The only thing I have in here is it's going to count down for 50 seconds, and then it's going to jump to it's going to go to alarm 0, and it's pretty much going to end game. So when there's no more time, like if you let it go to 0, it's going to end the game. It's not going to and let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to change this to like 10 seconds. And so when it plays out, here, it's gonna it should end game because I don't have another room. Yeah, so it just ends game. So I'm gonna change this back to 50 seconds. Or if you wanted minutes, you could change the number here, or hours, change the number here. But I just have 50 seconds. And so all this code right here basically represents that it's going to count down every millisecond. It's going to count down until it counts on 0, and then it's going to end game right here. Then I have a draw event in here, and in the draw event I have a coded sheet, and this basically this code just talks about how it's going to count down. And like I said, I'm not going to go into detail about this because I've talked about this before in previous videos. And the straw text is just talking about where it's going to be positioned at in the room. The hours and the minutes and the seconds. Alright, and then I have a set color. Went to the draw event, dragged over a set color, which is going to be white. And then I had a font I created here, set font 0, align to the left, The font is right in this location here. It just chose this type of font. This alias 3, and then the size is 20. So I'm not going to I'm not going to detail with that. The depth is set to -50 here. So, and then it's going to switch to this timer reset button. Timer reset is just this red square here. I just pretty much copied from the Timer Go, and the seconds is 0, minutes is 0, and then hours is 0. So when you press the button to reset it, it's gonna flicker for a couple seconds, and it's gonna pretty much make it jump to the time, and it's gonna say timer on it, and it's gonna have the 2 dots, and it's gonna be 0000 across the board. So it's basically just drawing out the text as zeros when you press the reset button. Instead of it saying 50 seconds, it's going to say 0000 on it. It'll be all zeros. And there's a set alarm. Set the alarm for room_speed. The times symbol there, or the star symbol, and .2, so 2 milliseconds, and then did alarm 0 from that event here. It's because it's got to be the same alarm 0 and 2 milliseconds, and then it's going to basically switch from the Timer Go. Oh, it's going to switch back to the Timer Go. So it's going to switch the reset timer to the Timer Go. So when that happens, it's going to switch the 0000 back to 50 seconds. And it's going to keep on doing that. Once you press the reset button, it's going to switch the Timer Go to this reset timer for 2 milliseconds, and then it's going to switch back to the Timer Go, which will show and display the 50 milliseconds, or 50 seconds again. So when you press the reset button, it's going to go to this reset timer, which is going to say timer, the 2 dots on there, and then it's going to have 00.00.00 for 2 milliseconds, and then it's going to switch back to the Timer Go, which is going to have the timer, the 2 dots, and then it's going to say 00.00, then 50 seconds. And it's going to count down until you press the reset button again. Then in the score, went to add event, went to the other, went to the game start, and then dragged over the score tab, went to the score tab, and then grabbed over a test score, and it's going to be values at 0, operations are equal to. When you first start, it's going to be at 0, and then you have a set score, which is going to be score 0, and then the draw event is going to be view_x view 50 plus 50, view_y view plus 10, and then say score on there. So it's going to position that score in that location, 50x across, and then 10y down, and it's going to read out score. Then you have your font choice I created, which is the same font I used for the timer. The color choice is white, depth's -1200. Then, like I said, the reset button is going to reset the score using the set variable, and it's also going to switch the Timer Go to reset timer, which I just talked about. And then when it goes to the reset timer for 2 milliseconds, all that's going to be zeroed out. There's no more seconds involved. It's all zeros, and then the reset timer is going to switch back to the Timer Go, and it's going to show and display the 50 seconds. Press reset again, and it does the same thing. It switches the Timer Go to the reset timer object, and then from 2 milliseconds it's going to be zeroed out, and then it's going to switch back to the Timer Go and show the 50 seconds again. So it never goes to the next room. It stays in the one room. And like I said, I'll show you one more time. And so, like I said, press reset, it'll reset the timer. So when I press reset, it goes to that reset timer, which shows all zeros across the board here. for 2 milliseconds, which is kind of hard to see that. You could change that number to like 0.9 or something if you wanted to. And then the score, it also does a score too when you press reset. Change the score back to 0, and it also resets the time. Alright, thanks for watching.